you need to also understand the value of asset ownership. You have to understand how to use the tax policies in your favor. Asset ownership, if you look at any business, assets generate income. The higher quality of the assets, the higher quality and the more money you will get as income. Okay, so higher quality assets produce more income. And what you have to understand and what needs to be taught is that you own assets and those assets become income to you. They have value. Okay, any business with assets, any business is valued based on its assets, whether it's real estate assets, intellectual property assets, receivables, and so forth. It's the assets that drive value. Now, when we look at tax policies, we have to understand that, the average wage earner need to learn that wages are taxed. Investments, you can find a way where the tax code will help you, right? So you can reduce the amount of tax that you pay based on the tax code provisions themselves. Now, again, the tax code changes, but for all intents and purposes, the wealthy are in control of the tax code. And so they're making the rules, and the bottom 70% needs to learn those rules in order to succeed, okay? When we look at the, encouraging asset ownership and becoming, middle class, and that we have to move the middle class and the lower income individuals into businesses, we have to provide an education so that they can learn how to become effective business owners. So again, they need to learn how to create their own intellectual property. Intellectual property is a valuable asset. You can be licensed to others. You can, receive royalties for, years and years, and for generations, in fact. And that's where you look at the entertainment industry. The entertainment industry, that's what they do, is they license the rights to their intellectual property. And then, they just, in their estate plan, they transfer the wealth from one generation to the next. Okay. So, again, we must reform tax policies. We look at retirement systems, expanding access to employer-sponsored retirement plans and incentives. Small businesses can be creative in how they set up their retirement plans, and to encourage their employees. So that's one of the things that needs to be encouraged when it comes to small business, is that you will definitely have a better quality employee pool if you offer benefits that provide incentives that align with what the employee needs and wants, right? So when we look at the top 30%, they control nearly all of the U.S. wealth. It really is a stark reminder of the growing economic divide. While those in the top tier continue to benefit from investment growth, real estate appreciation, tax advantages, the bottom 70% are continuing to struggle to build a lasting financial legacy and even financial security on a day-to-day basis. When we look at understanding the reality of what we live in today's society, and that has plagued many, many, many decades, because that, of course, the unfortunate is that, the wealthy have controlled the majority of the wealth since they became landowners here. So, they went landowners to manufacturer owners, so you have to understand that when we move towards a small business today has the ability to actually compete with large business. We have the ability now to work from a laptop or a phone in any country as long as there's internet. So you can start a business on a dime. You can use your own time instead of spending resources to market your business, and you can promote it could be global. You can get low-cost manufacturing in different countries if you needed manufacturing. There's ways to actually network and build relationships to create your business such that you have resources around the globe. So there's nothing stopping the lower and middle class from actually becoming very successful and moving up towards that wealthy top 30%, right? So if you'd like to learn more about wealth building and breaking into that top 30%, subscribe to us for more insights on investing, entrepreneurship, and real estate. We will have